That down, guys. Let's talk about this a little bit, shall we? The NBA season is now in full swing, and things are starting to shake out. And, man, it feels like the 1990s again because the East sucks.
What are you talking about? 1990s wasn't that bad.
They have like
the Bulls were the only team that was good in the 90s.
they were like the only ones that were good.
No, I guess.
Come on, man.
But the East overall has always traditionally been weaker than the West, right?
Yeah,
Top heavy.
True that.
It's top heavy.
But, I mean, this year, Ryan and I were talking a little bit earlier, and he threw this stat out at me. He said this, do you know, in the East.
Okay.
Sit down.
I'm already
Hold on to
Actually,
something.
let me give you this by comparison. In the West, to get to a team that is below 500, well, let's even say at 500, you have to go down to the 11th place team in the West. That's the Dallas Mavericks at 5-5. At 5-5 in the West, the Dallas Mavericks are in 11th place.
They'd probably be top 5.
And only 4 teams, only 4 teams in the West are below 500. Okay.
And 2 of them are super tanking. Jazz and Blazers, they're not going
When
anywhere.
Pelicans have like
There's injuries,
7 people hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 4 teams below 500. The number 11 team is at 5-5. We go up to the East. The 3rd place Indiana Pacers are 5-5. You just got to go down to 3rd place in the East, and the number of teams with losing records in the East are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams in the East have a below 500 record.
Somebody has to lose games, John. Everybody can't be winning all the time.
Not everybody can be a winner, John.
That's not possible, John.
So, I mean, and I don't think this is a mirage of any kind. I mean, it's kind of been traditional. The Eastern teams are weaker than the Western teams, even though the East will win the title sometimes. And there is definitely some powerful teams in the East, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But granted, we're like 10, 11, 12 games into the season. But Ryan, when you look at the East and see the 3rd place team in the East is at 500, and every team from 4th all the way down is a below 500 team in the East. How does this happen?
Well, I hate to tell you this. No. I mean, there are definitely some injuries that have happened. I mean, the Sixers were injured before the season even started.
Yeah.
Embiid's been out. George just came back. Maxi's hurt now. So they're on the bottom. The one that catches me the most is the Bucks.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
They don't have a ton of depth, and their defense kind of stinks, but the Giannis and Lillard have been playing. Most of their team has been playing, and this is the first full year under Doc as coach. I'm not super big on Doc as a coach, but he's been living off the Celtics title for like 15 years. But I thought they would be doing better. I thought the Magic would be doing better, but Pablo, he got hurt on their team, so they've been losing. I picked the Pacers to be like top 10 when we did that one segment before. Yeah. But Halliburton hasn't really been playing. He's finally starting to step back up.
They're top 3 in the East.
That's true, top 3 at 5-5. But he's kind of not been playing up to what everyone thought he could play to. The Knicks, I thought they'd be better, but they obviously have new players they're trying to work in, so there's some chemistry issues. They're trying to figure out rotations and stuff, so I'll give them a little bit more time before we write
Knicks
them off.
Knicks are going to be better. They'll be better.
But there's at least 5 or 6 teams in the East that were going to be bad.
Yeah.
The Nets, Wizards, Hornets, Raptors, Pistons.
Sixers and Bucks being really bad is
those 2 aren't. Nobody would have put them in the bottom right now. So I think between the injuries and some of these other issues with playing back-to-backs and all that kind of stuff, like Embiid's not going to play back-to-backs. Yeah. Everyone thought the Boston was going to be good. The Cavs being undefeated, I don't think anybody thought that.
Right, we'll talk about them in a little bit.
But yeah, usually in the East there's 4, 5 decent teams. This year it seems like there's 2.5. So we'll see if the Knicks can get things together and step back up. But like you said, the West traditionally, at least since the 2000s, has been where everybody is. That besides LeBron was on the Cavs, the West has been where all the superstars are. Yeah. And it's that way again now. Everyone's out West. It's a bloodbath, and they're going to kill each other to get to the finals. Matt, I know that was what they said about the Celtics. They had an easier path through the East, and looking at this, I can't argue with that because the rest of these teams aren't making a argument for it.
Yeah.
Matt, when you look at the East, I mean, obviously, the sheer number of teams that are below 500 right now. Are there one or two teams that stand out to you as a real surprise that are struggling this early in the season?
Well, the Bucks and the Sixers are the ones they're surprising that they're not at least somewhere near the middle.
How long ago was it that the Bucks won the title? It wasn't that long ago.
2 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
But like there's teams that are like the Hornets are fun. The Bulls are fun. The Nets are good. And I think the Knicks will be better.
Yeah, the Knicks are supposed to be quite good this year.
Yeah,
they're one game out of being 500.
They just got Towns. They'll write a little bit. I love Tibbs, but yeah, surprising would be Sixers and Bucks being bad, just because Giannis is so good, and the Bucks are so bad.
But the Bucks' problem is they can't make any more moves. They're stuck.
Yeah, that's tough.
They have nothing to trade. All those guys are signed to so much money, so they're in trouble. I know people are like, "Oh, Giannis is going to ask for."
Doc Rivers
trade.
will lead them out of the darkness.
How long is he?
Giannis got like 2 or 3 more years.
Doc.
He just signed.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They
They do have Darvin Ham as assistant coach.
Ryan's
So if you need to know where his hands are, they're in his pockets all game long.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, it's really a shocking stat when you look at that a 500 team is third place in the East, and that wouldn't even have them in the top 10 in the West. I don't know. What do you think, and how do you think this is going to shake out? Are there any teams in the East that are really surprising you by how bad they're doing so far? Which one of the bad teams do you think has the best chance of really turning it around? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.